But first, let's cross over and go to Odododio here in the Greater Accra region, where my colleague Ernest Kojamenu is standing by. Ernest, what's happening there? What can you report?
Hello, Mamavi. So I'm here at the Jamestown police station, which is in the Odododio constituency. This is where the deployment is being done to the various polling stations. Look, a while ago, Mamavi, it was a bit chaotic because the polling officers were trying to identify their boxes and their materials so they can move them to the various polling stations where they'll be operating. And you know that Odododio is such a huge constituency in number of polling stations, and so they really had a tough time because they also needed to find the police officers that will accompany them to the polling stations where they'll be operating from. And so here at the police station, as you can see behind me, Mamavi, there's a truck there that has just arrived a while ago. In fact, 2 trucks have moved already, conveying the materials, the ballot boxes and the other materials that will be needed for this year's elections. And it's really a race against time because they need to move and set up before 7 p.m. when polls are supposed to start as far as the regulation for this election is concerned. And so the election officials have been very busy here. But one thing to look out for, Mamavi, is also the security. We know Odododio has been in the news, unfortunately, for the very wrong reasons. In the run-up to this election, we saw the peace walk that turned bloody with a lot of people being injured. We covered that extensively. I had an interaction with the divisional commander. He will grant us an interview later to give us a breakdown of the security setup and the deployments they have made in the constituency just to safeguard the peace of this country and also to make sure that the election runs smoothly without any disorder. And so you can be sure that for every polling station in this constituency, there will be at least a police officer policing the process and making sure that everything is fine. We'll try and see if we can speak to some of them to see if they have found their materials now, because a lot of them were really stranded a few hours ago. And this deployment, Mamavi, started even before 5 p.m. We got here by 4:30 a.m. And at the time I got here, they were here in their numbers. All of them, they had the district electoral officer, Mr. Eric Autry, address them and also update them on a number of changes that have been made as far as this year's election is concerned. We'll try and get a word from one of them. He himself is not available as we speak because of the movement. He needs to make sure that everything is in order. But Mamavi, once we move from here, we're going into the into the communities because the queues are forming already in some of the polling stations, from Swalaba all the way to Palladium and to mention them, St. Mary's. The queues are forming all over in the constituency. And so it's really getting heated here. It's going to be very interesting. I'll be bringing you a breakdown of the numbers, what to expect, and the interpretation that you can put to it. Remember that this is a stronghold of the NDC. Neil van der Poel is the incumbent. The NDC has won this since 1992, except in 2000 when Reginald Ayibonte won it for the NPP. Now, with the surgence of Neil Bannerman, he has introduced quite a new energy into the race here at Odododio. It remains to be seen, because he's contesting for the second time, Neil van der Poel. It remains to be seen if really he's going to close that 10,000 difference gap by which Neil van der Poel won in 2016. And it's really promising to be a heated contest here at Odododio, Mamavi.
Yeah, but Kojo, just remind us again, you said they're looking for their materials. As in the electoral officers are looking for the materials to dispatch to the various polling stations.
Well, Mamavi, it's hard hearing you from here, but if you're asking for clarity about the materials I'm talking about the ballot boxes, and you can see that they've been labeled. So this is for Richard Akwe Memorial School number 3. Now, the polling official or presiding official for this particular polling station would have to be here, and that was earlier, to identify this box, make sure that he or she has all the materials needed, the ballot papers, the indelible ink, and all of that, and then move along with a police officer to the polling station. And so that was really what the confusion was about. But as I speak, I can see that a number of them have moved already, and they are getting ready, I am sure by now, to set up in their polling stations. And then at 7, hopefully, the polls will start on time.
Well, Ernest JoyNews, stay with us for a while longer now. Odododio is certainly a place to watch. It's got over 50 flash points, so this is crucial. But I guess the question is, will the materials get to the ground before the 7 a.m. time? Now, let's cross over and join JoyNews again.
He'll return to me, we'll speak to him, and he'll give us a breakdown and paint the picture for us.
So go ahead, Kojo, engage him now. We want to hear what he has to say. You can engage him. Okay, so I don't think Kojo can quite hear me. Richard, okay, so JoyNews, if you can hear me, go ahead and engage the officers. We want to hear what they have to say.
Well, Mama V, the district officer has just indicated to me that he is not available right now for an interview. As you can see, he is trying to sort out some of the election office materials for his people, and that is the divisional commander I spoke to earlier. He will also grant us an interview shortly, he has promised, once they are able to sort out the deployment issues here at the Jamestown police station in the Odododio constituency. Mr. Autry is still around. You are yet to get an indication whether or not he is willing to give us an interview live here on JoyNews so that we can have a clearer picture as to what is happening in the Odododio constituency. Mr. Eric, thank you very much for your time here on JoyNews. Now, tell us, the deployments are now being done. Have we sorted everything out?
We are almost getting all the materials to the polling stations as of now. As you can see, I think we've done more than 90%. So I hope by the start of poll, the materials and the officials should be at the center. So.
And those trucks we saw, did the EC provide them in order to facilitate the movement?
Exactly. EC provided for the trucks and other vehicles. Okay. Yeah.
Help us with the figures, the number of polling stations, the number of people on the roll, if you can give us those figures.
Yeah. Odododio as a constituency, we have close to 258 polling stations. And, you know, we are engaging, I think, over 1,500 officials. So it's a huge task, as you can see, but we are doing our best to make sure that all the materials get to the center. Our core duty is that by 7 o'clock, every material should have gotten to the polling station, and the poll would have started. That is the objective for the morning.
And the issue also about security because of this constituency and its peculiar nature. As district officer for the Electoral Commission, what is the arrangement you have had with the police in order to make sure that there is peace throughout the process?
In fact, there has been an extensive consultation with the security. I am hopeful from the briefings that I have received. The security are on the ground. They've made their operations. There's enough security even at the polling stations. There's security for what do you call it? Where it calls for the security to be called in, the army are prepared to come and assist us. So I think there is a lot of security arrangements, and I'm sure everything is on course.
Okay. Now, briefly, the collation center is where usually you have a bit of confusion at the end of the day because that is where you do all the computation. Tell us about the arrangements there.
Yeah, at the collation center, the arrangement is that the polling officials will be allowed, especially the presiding officers who will be bringing the declaration of statement of poll. That is very important to us. At the end of the day, that is what is going to account for whatever has taken place at the polling stations. Once they get in, there are collation officers. There will be collation officers who will be in to receive the results. Once the results are being received, at the end of the day, when we are able to receive all the 258 statement of pool, then we collate them, we put everything together. At the collation center for the constituency, we will declare the winner for the constituency. Then the presidential is forwarded to the, the regional collation center. Because there's an arrangement for all the presidential results to be sent through to the collation center at the regional office. So that is the arrangement.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ochre. And Mamavi, that is the district EC officer for the Ododo constituency. Subsequently, when you come to us, we'll give you some more breakdown of the situation here at Ododo. We'll be in the communities and we'll tell you what is happening, Mamavi.
Well, great job there, my colleague Kojo Meno reporting for us from Ododo. We've got over 6,000 flashpoints. That's what the security agencies identified ahead of today's polls, and Ododo has got 50 plus of those hotspots. So that's certainly a place to watch.